Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back playing some more Factorio, all item train. I'm over here where we were producing the nuclear reactors last time, and we now have 50 in each of these, so we have a total of 200 right now. But that's like only half a train load, but of course, we're planning on making things as we go. I actually don't have them in the train at the moment. Actually, yeah, I did apparently miss some things last time, but we'll get them in there. So this design, well, we got a few other things now left to make on this second tab here. We're making all these. We made all these. We're making all these and these. We've had these for quite a while to help build out everything. And we actually have this whole last row done as well. So we don't have too much more to do on this tab before we finish it. In fact, I'm hoping to complete it this episode. So let's start on with that. The next thing is this blueprint here for oil refineries and chemical plants. Put it down here. We basically have 3 oil refinery producers and 4 chemical plant producers. I wish I had looked at the blueprint in action, but I'm assuming we're limited on... we're probably limited on the steel plate. Which is why we only have 3... or we have 4 of these, but it should produce quite quickly. I do have the ingredients we need coming in here, although they're not in exactly the right order. So let's help untangle them. Actually, before I do that, the one thing we do need though is bricks. And yeah, we're about using we're using a lot of bricks. Like this used 4 lines of bricks here. We have 2 lines of bricks coming in for the cement. We have some bricks coming in here for electric furnaces and steel furnaces. So we're almost out of, well, we're not completely out of bricks. There's a nice belt over here with lots of bricks on it. We're not actually using them. I'm gonna put in these here. A robot will come and fill them in, but this will come over here, and then turn down here. Not only do we need bricks for the oil refinery, we also will need them here for the centrifuge. We'll be turning them into cement. But we're just going to borrow a little. This is a balancer. I got it off of the... well, it's a balancer offshoot, basically. It will take one lane out and then balance the rest, I believe. I don't know. I got it off the Factorio wiki. I've seen Exterminator use some things like this as well. So I'll be pulling bricks from here, hopefully in a minute or 3. Where did the bricks... Here they come. So they'll get over here in just a minute. So let's try to... I sort of somewhat planned this out. We'll see how well I did. You'll go there. We need half a lane of circuits in these two locations, so that will do that. We need half a lane of gears in two different locations. Oh, that will reach. Something like that, and then you know what, I'll just and we can come in from the side a bit. Not sure where I was going with that, but you can come down there. Oh, I do know where I was going with that. This will go down here. This really apparently only needs half a lane, but a full lane will suffice. This needs a full lane, this needs a full lane. Okay, and oh, like that, we got our bricks over here now. We'll bridge across to the side here. And I think we're all set, except for power. That'll work. Apparently we also need a roboport. And we should be good here. So let's pick these up and see how this goes. So we have refineries being made, we got chemical plants, and, well, the chemical plants are going almost 250, and we've got 160 a minute, 120 a minute for the refineries, 100 a minute, 120, it's kind of jumping around. This won't be accurate for a bit, and I'm actually not sure how much we're stockpiling, so it may cut out in a second. Like, I think the chemical plants might have reached there. Yeah. Both of them. But yeah, both were definitely over 1 a minute. These were closer to 2, and these were above 3 a minute. Got speed beacons and a little extra speed, but yeah, because of materials limits, having more speed wouldn't be helpful, so we throw in some efficiency modules to save on electricity. But yep, that's that's refineries and chemical plants. That now brings us to centrifuges. Centrifuges are also difficult, not quite as difficult as these nuclear reactors, but actually I came up with the centrifuge blueprint schematic for some reason I wanted to say, but it's a blueprint. I came up with that first, and then kind of made the nuclear power plant, nuclear reactor schematic based on that. It's got similar inputs here. I just realized I forgot to hook up the water, but that's okay. We'll hook it up. So we have 8 cement instead of 10, but it's a similar layout, except I don't have any of the requester chests or anything like that, because luckily with the centrifuges, steel plates are half the others. So the steel plates only get 2 inserters while the others get 3, and then we have this last exporting inserter for filling in the chests. So we have all these materials coming down this way. I will have to route them out. But first, I will need to get water. And this will be... We do have a small lake over here, but I'd rather go to this one. So something like this will do. That is a lot of bots and belts and stuff. Yes. Alright. Where did all my elbows go? Probably been out of logistics range for a bit. Let's put you there and get power. So hopefully, I'm in logistics range of this guy. The boss will be bringing me more elbows. Underground pipes, I really should call them the right thing, in a minute. And we can finish that pipeline. You may notice a few different underground belt schematics in my inventory there. If things go well, we'll be using them by the end of this episode. Let's wait for the autosave to complete there. You're all charged, so I can walk over here. Here we go. Alright. I should be able to... Actually, I don't need... There we go. Oh, you're fun. Didn't really leave proper room between these belts. Yeah, that's too far. We'll remove that one and figure out something to do. So basically I'm poorly routing in a belt here. Oh, you know, that actually does work out semi-decently. Meanwhile, I now do have enough, or I should have enough underground pipes. We'll just do that. You actually all line up. Are one of these uh no, they're it will be quick enough to let's yeah, you had to be right where that was going to be, didn't you? Blueprint. It's not the max distance, but it will do. Let's stick you in manually. Or we would if I had any actual underground pipes again. Well, we'll continue on the belts while we wait for more underground pipes. Go so quickly. Oh, you know what? I was completely wrong on that. Each of these only needs half of a belt, so we'll do that. Yeah, thanks. We don't need you going actually yet. Well, that really, I kind of messed that up. Let's actually leave ourselves enough room to put in 2. This is just going to be kind of a spaghetti. Let's do this. Okay, that's one of the 4 materials, 4 or 5 actually. Let's do the bricks next. Can't quite make it. And then alright, you're 1 set of bricks. You're a 2nd set of bricks. You're a 3rd. And the 4th goes right here. Alright, red circuits. We got a bit of an issue. um, that will help, I think. This first one will go all the way out here. Is it down? Not wherever you went. The next one will go over here after the game saves. Alright, and now we need 2 more to go this way. Where exactly to do that? That will work, actually. Get off those pipes. Not quite. Let's have you come out here. That should work decently enough. Steel and gears. Why do I only have 2 gears instead of 4? Apparently I miscounted. Okay, well... this isn't going as well as I hoped. But we'll make it work. Where is... Come on, stop. Right there. Oh, is that what I did? I totally screwed that up. Look at that. We can fix this. I brought 2 lines of gears and 4 of steel when I wanted 2 of steel and 4 of gears. Let's here are the bricks. So these 2 I'll turn into my gears. And you will be my line of steel for over. 1 more down. That actually fits in nicely. So this now comes down. These will bridge over. And then again, down here. Actually, it's bridging under, but, you know, whatever. Alright. Hopefully this will just take a minute. It's actually taking a bit longer than I thought, but I actually kind of like the puzzle challenge of figuring out how to get everything where you need it. So it's the 2 on this side, and unfortunately, that's a pretty tight area. All of this is rather tight. How are we going to do this? Let's rid of all of that. Alright, so we have these two belts here. Um, that's... It's not really gonna work. How can we do this? That'll work. We technically, this balancer, well, is technically needed, but I think we can live a little bit without it because, hey, we have other balancers just right after it. Oh, I shouldn't have pulled all of this up, but now we just need to get cogs, gears on them. Yeah. How are we gonna do that? Sure, that will work. Maybe. You go that way. So we have room here to fit one in, and there's more room over here for the other. So that's what we'll do. These balancers, well, I have everything. I've been trying to place everything as tight as possible, and yeah, it doesn't really leave me much room when I need more room. But there's a little room if you're willing to spaghettify a bit, having all these weird zigzags and stuff. Put in a... Not that these are really balancers, but they shove everything to one side. And as long as I keep taking from that same side, I will either have a full belt or nothing at all, or, you know, well, maybe a partial belt, but there won't be anything else on the other belts. So I know I'm getting as much as I can possibly get. Now I'm partially mixing the belts. Not really mixing the belts, but this is going to come crashing into the steel that's already on here. But that means we just need to come down and, well, I do have some inventory space, so this should hopefully work. Sit here, press F, let the bots take the steel out of my inventory. It will be all put into a chest. That's a lot of bots. Here come even more. But in a moment here, we should be getting the gears down this belt, assuming I didn't make any miscalculations. How many? Oh, I've used almost over 800 bots now. If you do see that we are over the 5,000 bots that I had limited our construction to, supposedly, what happened is, I apparently, on one of the roboports, I had left a chest when, active provider chest when I was removing the old robots. So some of the robots were flying into the roboport and then getting put into a chest. And when I realized that, when I picked up the chest, well, now I had a bunch of extra robots that I put back in our network, and that's why we're a little over 5,000. Oh, wow, we used almost 2,000. No. A good number, over 1,000 bots. But that should be it now. We should have almost... Oh, we still have to put in the rest of this line here. Nothing ever works out exactly like you want it. Let's do that. And that. And that. Okay. Assuming we have everything set up now, which it looks like we do, except the water. Yeah, that won't make it all the way across, so we'll have to go like this. And if you're stopping there, we'll stop there. Oh, well, I guess that'll work. I hope one fits there as well. Alright, we need 4 offshore pumps, and while we are making them, they handcraft rather quick. And now to get this corner actually in place, I should have... There we go. Okay, we have our water. That really should be everything now. Okay. Oh, we need a roboport. There we go. So we're making concrete, and then everything else is coming in here. These actually aren't speed moduled because, hey, we're waiting on things to be input. But, as you can see, we're doing a nice 64 a minute, maybe slightly more. Of course, that's just, we haven't let it run a full minute. But yeah, basically, producing concrete, it's pulling in as fast as we can, or as fast as it can, as long with circuits and gears and steel. It just needs half the steel, and so it basically waits on the concrete, even though, hey, it looks pretty full all the time. I think it's maybe those little gaps that cause it a slight delay. You know, sometimes it has to pull more off this further lane, which takes a little longer for the arm to do, and so it can't get as much of a build up as like the gears and red circuits do. So that's centrifuges. I believe now the only thing we are not making on here is the labs. How many do I have these making each? They should. Okay, yeah, it's just 2 stacks each. Of course, that does take a bit of time, but hey, we're doing a little over 1 a second. Let's see, this has now been running. Actually, it looks like maybe 64, 65 a minute. Yeah, so each is probably doing at least 8 a minute. Actually, what is their crafting time? It's 4 seconds. Yeah, so 8 a minute is only 32 seconds, not even running half the time. Yes, thank you, autosave. Alright. Let's head over to the other side. Hopefully, well, it'll go quicker when I'm on the concrete. Try to preserve those rocks. Didn't want to tear them out. They look nice. So, I'm pulling green circuits, plates, and a bunch of gears. And unfortunately, I did not label this one properly, but it should. I believe I've figured out what we need. Well, we need bots to build it. Alright, yeah, that is going to be within logistics range. So this is a small lab blueprint. The labs build in only 2 seconds, so we have 2 of them just because, hey, that's what the materials can support. Off of these mini belts, so Yes. So basically we have one um, yellow belt making assembly machine, and that feeds both the lab machines, and then they just need some more gears and some more circuits. So let's power this thing on. And they output onto this belt, which puts it in this chest, which, alright, it's limited for about half a row. And hey, we're getting an amazing 200 a second or thereabout. And we're done. Yeah, they stack in tens, so that's relatively quick. So yeah, there that is. I actually was didn't expect it to finish off that quickly, but it's probably been a week since I actually built that schematic blueprint. So we have 10 minutes left, and we're done with this. Don't have them on the train. I'll get to that hopefully at the end of this episode, which is actually quickly approaching. But so we move on to this next tab, and there's a lot of stuff here that isn't really here. What's the easiest way to show it? Let's take a constant combiner. That will fill my inventory with wires and stuff. But if I put this down here and I pick signals, each of these tabs are supposed to be the same as your crafting tabs, except we also then have pure generic signals. So we have all these already being made. We've just finished up these, and we were producing the rest of these, except for blueprint books. These are not things you can actually make. They're free. I mean, you don't actually use an assembler to make any of these. We go to intermediate products. These we have on the beginning of the train. We have some of these on the train already. But if you notice, it's a little different than the actual crafting tab. So if I hit the crafting tab, you see these are oil-related oil products. Basic oil processing, advanced oil processing, sulfuric acid, lubricant. If we click back here, those are all fluids, and they actually have their own signals here. So, well, let me get rid of that, because I don't need it cluttering up my... I have enough clutter, let's say, in my inventory. So, we do have fluid wagons, so I think it's about time we fill them up. I have about 10 minutes before I hit the hour mark, so I'm hoping to... we'll see if we can get this done in that time. I'm really hoping we can. So we're over here at our 1-4 trains, let's call them. We already have 2 of the fluids, lubricant and sulfuric acid. Actually not using the sulfuric acid yet, but we are using the lubricant to make some belts and something else. Why am I... we come over here. Yeah, we make the blue belts. with them, and it also comes over here, and the robot frames apparently. Oh, yes, we need them for the electric engines for the robot frames. We will have some other production area for electric engines themselves at a later date. So we have a few more stations down here. This one's for oil. This one is for heavy oil. This is like unprocessed oil, crude oil. This is for light oil, and this is for gas. And this one's marked empty because at the moment I'm not bringing anything else in. So you can see I've set up some pipes, but before we can actually use those pipes, we actually need trains to go get this stuff. So a few episodes ago, I showed you getting the solid fuel, and over here we also have crude oil, petroleum gas, and heavy oil. And I actually have a specific light oil production for the death train, which I load with light oil because that gets a 10% damage boost when used in the flame turrets. Unfortunately, actually, an update came out today that broke this setup. They changed the way recipes, certain recipes, I don't know the example offhand, but certain recipes had their ingredients in different orders. So now they've changed the ingredient orders so they always like show in the order that they are in the crafting menu. Somewhat. But that accidentally broke coal liquefaction as it caused the inputs to be flipped. You can see the steam is hooked up here and the heavy oil is hooked up here. So this technically doesn't work at the moment. They've already said it was fixed in the next patch. It will hopefully be out in a day or so. But I have enough light oil stockpiled that I can get at least one train in. So we have this goes for crude oil. Let's turn him on. This guy is for heavy oil. He is light oil. And then we got petroleum gas. We already have a sulfuric acid and lubricant trains. These guys aren't going as fast as they should be because I just grabbed some solid fuel off of here. Because I don't... a stack of solid fuel would fill all those trains, whereas the actual nuclear fuel can only hold one at a time. But yeah, these guys are going off. So right now I have 2 pipes coming out of each of these, and they can have more than that. But so we have the pipes coming out and coming over here, and it took quite a while to place these, but these are these blueprints here. Got a corner. So I just basically now have to make sure all of these are hooked up. In 2 or 3 minutes we should start seeing fluid come down in here. These are quite long pipes, but you know, I don't need to fill the train in 10 seconds. Just a few seconds are good, and you can see that's already to 100. yeah, we just have some gaps to fill in here and there. Theoretically, I could put pumps in here if it becomes an issue. And hopefully the robots will be bringing me more pipe. I think I may be going over, as I typically do, time-wise. So are quite... Okay, we got crude oil in. Alright, we got a turn there. We got some gaps here. Oh, and we got heavy oil. Hopefully, you know, it's blueprint time. We will get an underground. There's the blueprint. Yeah, because of the streets here, they can't be right next to each other. If it was all just undergrounds, then they could be right next to each other. Why? Oh, it... I was gonna say, where did all my fluids go, but... Yeah, we got gaps here. Okay, you do have... Alright, we have all of them in now. And flowing. Yeah, I'm wondering why they stopped showing those little things there. Here's a weird turn, and now we're tight. Because we have to get past here, and hey, let's go right by the... Which are you? Alright. Go right by the pipe manufacturing. That's a thing. How did... Don't move when clicking. Well, there's a problem. Oh, are you trying to put wood in my inventory? How... How much further do we have to go? Longer than I would like. That'll work. Oh, yeah, that's probably as close as we want to get at this point. Alright, so we have 6 pipes here, but there's 2 other fluids that we will want. Water and steam. But I'll probably do them next time, seeing as we aren't even ready with this yet. But there is... Well, this lake, we'll put in a pump, we'll put in a boiler, and we'll get it some fuel to make the water and steam. Meanwhile, let's quickly finish this up. Oh, great. Something... Yeah. What do I have that... How did you get in there? Blueprint. How did you get there? Of course, a lot of these don't need to go quite that far. Let's just take out some trees there so I can see what I'm doing. So oil, heavy oil, light oil, gas, lubricant, acid. So the first one needs to go that far. We're gonna have to take out all these trees here as well. Alright. We're gonna use these tanks to help turn and store the fluid. We're also going to put in pumps on this side, basically to act as backflow preventers. Yep. Hopefully I didn't completely screw this up. Okay, you still fit. Where is our flow stopped? Well, you know what? That's actually kind of good that that stopped there. It'll let us set this up before we get fluid all over the place that we don't want. Yeah, this will probably go 10 minutes or so overtime. I'm sorry for that. I try to get these in an hour, but sometimes I plan a little more than I really should for a single episode. Although, yeah, screwing up the gears and the steel didn't help earlier. Alright, and then this will be for water and steam. Let's get some power in here. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's fix these pipes up. I'm actually kind of surprised we did get this far without a big issue. And here we are with 11, 12. Look at that, they're all filling up nicely. Not the quickest, but hey, we're going to be waiting on nuclear reactors, so if this takes 20 seconds or so. Now, if I didn't screw everything up, this will work. Yes, that is the exact right distance away. And there we go. Hey, that's filling up rather quick. We're basically draining these buffers out, but because this pipeline can't supply it fast enough, but that's why we have these as buffers. And well, look at that. We have all the oil liquids on here. We'll do water and steam next time. We got this lake, we'll just run it down along with these. I'll just try to load onto the train the rest of the items that we're not producing. Let's walk past this item board. We are now producing everything in the second tab, and actually got quite a bit of the third tab. This does not show the liquids, but hey, we got a lot of the raws and some of the basic items. Some more advanced nuclear stuff, because hey, we need to power our trains, I should say. I'll do 100 for you. You stack well, so 400. 400. 100. Not sure how well they stack. These guys, I believe, do stack well, so 400. Oh, and we already have those. Let's stick some arms on you. We'll do 100 you stack better. 200. 100. 200. And that is it for the second tab. So, as we watch the robots deliver turbines and solar panels and accumulators and nuclear reactors and heat exchangers and heat pipes, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more Factorio all-item train. See you then.